Hi, I'm Kathy Callahan-Brady, and welcome to In the Trenches. This is our special segment where we're celebrating our 15-year anniversary. And today I get the pleasure of introducing our county executive, Jan Gardner, as we get to talk about the history of FITSE. Thank you for coming and doing this. I know you're really busy.
I'm happy to be here. I've always been a big supporter of FITSE, which for our viewers is the Frederick Innovative Technology Center, Inc.
Yes.
And it's been very successful, and it's hard for me to believe it's been 15 years.
I was wondering, it goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I'm learning so much about it, just having the opportunity to be able to bring everyone back together again in this fun reunion. We're going to do a yearbook, too, which is really exciting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see some people again.
Exactly. So a couple things that I just wanted to talk about. A lot of people have no clue. I mean, when we said it's going to be 15 years, whoa, it just seems like it was just a few. And so can you tell us a little bit about how did FITSE come about? I mean, what was involved in it? It was just easy, right? Overnight?
Well, I'm not sure whose original idea it was, but Marie Keegan was the head of economic development for the county at the time, and there were a committee or a group of people that got together to talk about whether it was important for Frederick County to have its first business incubator and to really try to sell the idea. So a group of people headed up by Marie and Paula Jageman, who was the first chair of the FITSE, they came in and made a pitch to the county commissioners to support creating FITSE and to house it at Hood College. And so it was something that was actively debated by the county commissioners. I can remember being a county commissioner at the time and sitting through that meeting with that debate, because there was always some concern among some commissioners about what the county government's role should be in supporting startup and emerging businesses. And so, but the majority decided to give it a try, to invest a little bit of money along with the city of Frederick and some of our state partners to stand up what has become known as FITSE and what's been very successful at supporting the creation of full-time jobs in Frederick County.
Yeah. I was surprised when I came back and started looking at some of the history, and I went out on the website and there's 54 different biotech companies listed, and as I went through and started checking them off, 27 of them have come through FITSE. So yeah, I think there would be a huge success in that. And some of them are amazing companies. Our very first one that came into Hood was a Coney, correct?
They were one of the first ones, and I think they were one of our first graduates. And we always had a science and technology leaning with the incubator. We were supported by TEDCO to fit out the space. And so we had some of that wet lab equipment. And it was chopped up space up on the third floor of Rosenstock Hall in Hood College, but we did have a faculty member from Hood who was on the first board. We had Bev Byron, who was our former congresswoman, and certainly Paula Jageman, who's kind of a serial entrepreneur, and a variety of others who really came out and tried to support the incubator. And so, there was the whole process of how do we interview companies to accept them to be part of the incubator. And I think when we started to graduate people like a Coney, and a Coney is still here in Frederick County, located right around Carroll Creek. I think they have about 40 employees now. And they've certainly been a successful graduate of the incubator. I really think it proved the success.
Yeah.
And of course, that first FITSE location was only about 10,000 square feet, maybe even a little less.
Yeah, I heard it was really small.
It was very small.
Yeah, but it filled really quickly and then moved pretty quickly out to where we are today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the idea was to have a second location, then ultimately Hood College needed that space, and so the entire operation moved out to where it is now off English Muffin Way.
Very nice. Coney is back out there with us now, only because they needed more space to do their FDA trials.
Oh,
so they're
wow.
growing that much. So it's kind of fun to actually see that they were one of the first ones, and now to expand their operations, they're utilizing the facilities as well. So that's pretty exciting.
So I think it's proven to be successful over time, and I can remember we had a lot of meetings. Paula was the first chair. I think George Lewis was one of the follow-up chairs. They talked a lot about CRADAs and the partnerships with Fort Detrick. And we've always really had a lot of flow of commercialization of research off of Fort Detrick into the incubator for the startup of these companies. And so that's been a really good connection that I think has sustained itself over time.
Yeah, I think some of the biggest connections that I'm seeing is the overall community involvement. And I think you've recreated that in the Root building here downtown, of just having all of these different partnerships under one roof. So Andrea Chaplin and I, we keep joking, when is Fitzy going to come back to its roots in terms of Hood College? Just because when we pulled away from that, it feels like we lost something, and we're trying to re-energize that, especially because of what you've done with the now our second location, our technology center.
Yes.
So
I think it's really great that we now have a second incubator location, or expanding, keeping that life science focus and that technologies focus, but also looking at who else we need to support in our community. And I think it's good to have a location downtown. I mean, part of what we're trying to do is encourage and involve our younger generation, our millennials. And I don't know if there's a new name for the generation after the millennials, but they really want to work downtown and work in a cool space. And so we've tried to recreate that and kind of have both worlds.
yeah, well, I think it's been very successful.
It has.
A lot of people are coming in not knowing, they might know one business resource but not know the other ones, and they're excited that they're seeing it under one roof. So, yeah.
That's always been the beauty of Frederick County, is that we're kind of a big, small community. We know who all the players are, and when we have a community issue or a challenge, we can bring all the partners together to bring their expertise and their energy to solve that.
Yeah.
And so I think Root and the incubator location there is just another example of that, where we have higher education, the business community, economic development partners, our connections with Fort Detrick, all working together to really support these new ideas and this innovation becoming businesses and jobs. Because if you think about it, over the course of history, new jobs have always come from new ideas and innovation.
Absolutely.
People say, what's innovation? People are sometimes afraid of innovation, but it's just really a new idea.
Exactly. And then we're helping the entrepreneurs be able to pull it together.
Yes.
And I think Frederick is really special. I didn't realize it because I wasn't from Frederick at all, and I've traveled around quite a bit. But coming to Frederick is like coming home. And I had this goal that my second year, I'd have 25 high-level CEOs volunteering their time as advisors to the companies. We're at 36 right now. And that's Frederick, just coming together, everyone talking and saying, here's what we're trying to do. So Fitzy is a community. I look at a community incubator, which is really exciting.
And that's kind of volunteerism.
Yes, it is.
Having these business CEOs provide their expertise to people who are starting up a new business, because it's hard to start up a new business. And sometimes people with a great idea with the science don't have the business background, or don't know how to raise capital, or how to do banking, or how to do the HR piece.
Yeah.
And they can benefit from that experience of others. So I think that mentoring is really fabulous.
It is. There's one other thing that's just really, we've learned this last year, is critical. So when our clients get to the point where they're ready with their product and they need to emerge into the market, that's where our economic development folks, we've gotten the city, the county, and the state, and this entire launch team that is putting together the connection parties. And they're saying this is immensely successful. Just bringing in, because they know, you guys know everybody. That's not something, us entrepreneurs, we put our head down, and we do what it is we're supposed to be doing, but then the connections piece is huge. So we really appreciate the county government and the city and stuff coming in and helping us with that, because it's huge.
Well, I think Fitzy has been very successful, and you may say that a lot of people don't know about Fitzy, or they can't believe it's 15 years old because they haven't known about it for 15 years. So part of our job is to market what we do, and hundreds of jobs have been created and located right here in Frederick County, and most of our business graduates do locate here in Frederick County and are very loyal to our community, because we've invested in them. They're invested in our community, and that's the whole theme of Root, is plant your roots and grow right here in Frederick County. And it's really helping to put us on the map with some new cutting-edge technology like regenerative medicine.
Yes.
And so I think we can be very proud of that.
I completely agree with you. Well, part of what we wanted to do today was come up with the history, but the other piece is just to be able to thank you, because you have been involved with FITSE right from the very beginning, and you're still immensely involved in it. So I just really want to thank you, and thank you for your time and stuff as well.
Well, thank you for all you do. You've brought a lot of new energy to FITSE and brought in all those mentors, and I think it's always great to have fresh ideas in everything that we do. But yeah, I was proud to serve as one of the first founding members of the FITSE board back in the Hood College days, and it's nice to see it grow.
Yeah, thank you. Well, also, thank you for this set, too. A lot of people don't realize this, but this is really your set. We just came in and put the background a little bit differently, and we put this in. But this gives us the opportunity to really be able to interview our advisors and bring them in, and we call this In the Trenches and Lessons Learned, because they're learning from our advisors and getting to know them, and trying to figure out whether FITSE is something that they want to do, and come in and be a part of too. So thank you for that.
Well, it's a great way for us to get out what we're doing to the community in Frederick County, because as you know, everybody's watching us now instead of reading about us, and so we're entering a different marketing phase of being.
That's for sure, absolutely. So look forward to FITSE's reunion. You'll know a lot of people. I won't know as many, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
It should be fun.
It ought to be. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much.
And thank you guys for watching In the Trenches, as we're going to have lots of different videos and lots of different yearbooks, so check us out on fitse.org.